changing is fine.
Yeah, I
Um,
think I think it'll be a new
I
link.
can just
Okay.
yeah,
Now YouTube Studio also says it's excellent, so everything is working well. It looks like.
right. That is excellent indeed. Yeah, I have it on my phone now.
Okay.
So
No
okay, how exactly
issues here.
we just copy? We got to get this promoted, of course.
Yes, that would be a good idea.
And- yep. I'm gonna.
I guess I can find it on my phone as well. I don't know
Yeah.
why that thought had not occurred to me yet, but that's okay.
Right. That's okay. Oh shoot. Copy link. It's weird. Um, guess I'll just go. Superfan strikes first. Indeed, indeed. Welcome,
Oh,
welcome.
which
Our
super fan?
that would be the superfan. Precision guessworks.
Aha. Okay. Awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, I wasn't sure who we were referring to because Sox also tries to claim that title.
Yeah. I mean, tries to claim is a key.
Well, he's not
Key
here first, is
keyword.
he?
Nope, sure not.
Yeah, I think
The only
he's lost out on
superfan.
that right.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I see that now.
All
Yeah,
right.
it's cool. Hey, we have 2 viewers. Look at that.
I see three, but
Oh,
either
it
way,
hasn't updated on the
pretty good.
panel then for me. That's unfortunate. Yeah, on my phone it
Oh,
shows
okay,
3.
yeah.
Nice.
Thankfully, no one saw the blooper that was the first, recording.
What blooper? What are we talking about?
Oh, nothing.
Yeah, we had no problems. Okay, we are doing great at this.
Isaac's room is bland. Well, what does that say about
Uh,
my room? My room is like the
yeah,
definition of
I
bland.
feel okay about my room at the moment. Let's see.
Yeah,
Where's all the blue? That's valid. I mean, I just moved all the football related stuff to another part of the room after we killed football for fun. So I went with the more
right.
chess themed approach, I guess. My students can also see my chessboard, which is why I
Mm,
did it that way. I cut that off for the stream though. I felt like that was not necessary for a football stream. So I'm sorry
right.
that my room is, what was the word? Bland? Yeah, I'm sorry that my
Bland. I
room is
think
bland. I'm sorry.
yeah. Sorry, I'm like being awkward here. I'm trying to figure out the best way to like. No, I'm trying to figure out the best way to like be able to view chat and kind of like this will sound vain now, but like myself. Like I like seeing myself when I'm talking.
No, I got you.
Uh,
I got
yeah,
you.
but
My solution is just to
yeah,
look down at my phone very suspiciously.
right.
Daniel is usually just in a
See, I
bland
I was
room,
gonna use
but
my phone.
okay.
Yeah, I was gonna use my phone, but it's like relatively low battery, so it's like I could charge it. I guess I could charge it. Um, yeah, it's definitely not a start to the
Yeah,
stream.
we're doing so good, so good.
I'll just charge my phone. Thing is, I have a Mac, so like using like multiple like windows and stuff like that is it's not necessarily the best tool for that. Um,
Yeah.
okay, phone charged. Daniel usually just in a bland room, but Isaac's always says blue. Okay, so it's like there's more of an expectation for Isaac. I kind
Come
of see
on,
what you're
it's been
saying.
2 years now. 6 viewers. How do we have 6 viewers? That's kind of wild.
Six is
That's
actually
probably a new
crazy.
record for
Oh,
us. Okay.
probably
I mean, sure,
is
two of
right.
the viewers are you and I, but we'll take it.
That's true. Yep.
Wow, we basically
All
are
right.
famous though. We'll take that. Okay.
Very
All right.
famous. All right. Well, almost ready to get started.
Yeah, let's do it
All right.
for the first time.
3, 2. Welcome everyone to another episode of Football for Fun. I am Depressed the Texans fan.
I'm delusional the Panthers fan, and I am sorry that this is getting boring quick. We are going to talk football, I promise. That's what we're doing here. My apologies to the
Yes,
chat.
indeed. No, appreciate you being here, Clark. We are going to talk about football, but just wanted to just sort of just put out there that football for fun used to be a massive thing. We used to be really famous. We were the off season of 2023 was our peak when we actually did episodes. We got together. I remember at a certain point, actually for several weeks and stuff, we never missed an episode, right? Because
Yeah,
I
we
think we
were
would do
very
these
consistent.
weekly. We were extremely consistent. It was it's one or the other. You're either extremely consistent or just didn't do it. So I think stuff got busy. I don't remember. I think I got busy first, and then we just once the football season started, we just didn't have time. Yeah, we did fall off exactly. But I just wanted to ask. I know I already asked before during our blooper, but Isaac, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. As I said previously, I get to talk about football in March, so it couldn't be better. How about you? How you doing?
Yeah, for sure. No, and I was saying earlier that time flies. I was just trying to conceptualize wait, what's going on in March? Oh, it is
Yeah.
March. So no,
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
telling
things
you,
have
we,
been
we
going
really
pretty
did skip
well.
February. I don't think that happened.
Yeah, February was completely a blur. I mean, and I was also saying it was kind of weird that it's it feels like 2025 has just started and we already completed maybe mental math 8-9% of the year or something like that. So we're already kind of making progress. 2026 is not too far away. But
It's right around the
yeah, a
corner, really.
lot has, yeah, for sure, a lot has happened in the football world, as well as our lives potentially, but in the football world, because since we last recorded, the 2023 NFL season has happened, and of course, the ensuing offseason and everything, as well as the 2024 offseason. So, if we revisit the offseason of 2023 when we last sort of recorded, um, so Bryce Young had just been drafted number one overall, and we can talk about the Panthers for a little bit. It might seem weird to say because everyone now kind of, for the most part, looks down on the Panthers, even though y'all are definitely on the come up. But the future of the Panthers last time we recorded was actually very optimistic, right? Because you had Bryce Young. I think you brought in Adam Thielen and Deontay Johnson and player, or maybe Deontay Johnson was the season after, right? But
Yeah, we brought in
people thought
Deontay
Frank.
Johnson early last season, and before he fell off ridiculously. But yeah, like you said, we had a lot of hope and optimism for the future. I would actually say we have even more of that now since we have the head coaching position figured out, and we kind of know what we have in Bryce, or at least we hope we kind of know. We're kind of going all in with Bryce this season, so you should not be surprised if Carolina makes some moves on defense and is actually contending for a playoff spot next year.
Yeah, for sure. No, it was funny. Well, funny because y'all had all these high hopes, and then the 2023 season happened, and it was terrible. I think Frank Reich got fired. His before he could complete his first year on the Panthers. That
Yeah,
isn't that
it
right?
was like
Or did he
halfway through
already?
the season, and that was how David Tepper got this reputation for being impatient, which I will say I think it's kind of ridiculous because what was he supposed to do? Let the guy keep coaching and tank his career even more? I mean, he was a terrible coach in Carolina. It was right to move on. But yeah, that season
Right.
was one of the worst seasons I've ever watched. People thought last season was bad in Carolina. The season before that was even worse. At least this year we scored some points.
Right, and people were labeling Bryce Young as a bust, player who will be out of the league in 2 years and stuff like that. And it's you know, sometimes you can't judge a player just after their first season. And yeah, I gotta say, I feel I watch Bryce Young, these days. I remember last year, second half of last year, I was watching some of these games. And it's he makes some really good throws. He's actually looks legit.
Oh man,
Actually, it
yeah.
wouldn't shock me if he's top 10 quarterback in a year or two.
No, he's absolutely capable of it. He's super accurate and he's very mobile and agile, and he can get around in the pocket, escape pressure, and make these great throws while on the run. But he had too many terrible decisions, and he had a lot of wide receiver drops in crucial moments. But despite that, he still managed to be super clutch every single game, and it seemed like week after week down the stretch, they were making these fourth quarter comebacks or had a chance in the fourth quarter. I mean, we had a legitimate chance to beat the Philadelphia Eagles near the end of the season, if not for a rookie receiver dropping the ball late in the game.
That's right.
But
Yes, I do remember that.
we're that close to breaking through. We fully capable of it. Just needed defense.
Bosa just got cut. Wait, what?
I'm sorry, what?
Who? Nick
What?
Bosa
What are
or
we talking
Joey
about?
Bosa?
It's got to be Joey. There were rumors the Chargers were cutting, but really,
Okay, interesting. I mean, that kind of makes sense. Like, older player, probably saving some cap room or something.
yeah,
But
LA wants to get
um,
younger on defense for sure. I hope that we're
Joey
talking about
Bosa.
Joey because Nick Bosa getting cut would be
Yeah,
absurd.
Joey Bosa. It was Joey Bosa. It would be weird if
Okay.
Nick Bosa got cut. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
you could at least trade him something like that. Yeah, but um, he's only 29. I actually would have thought he'd be a little older. I thought he was like 31 or
Yeah, I
something.
thought he was in his 30s. Whoops.
I mean,
Okay,
I
well
think
that is some big news.
maybe he's going to turn 30. Yeah, he'll be 30 in July, but I mean, still, he's going to
He's
be a
past his
productive
prime.
player.
Yeah, no, for
Right, he's
sure.
past his prime, but someone, a contender probably will pick him up, and he can get some like quality years. Yeah, and like Isaac and I are inevitably gonna say, come to Carolina or come to Houston. So
I get okay.
we'll
That
see. I
depends on
don't
how much
know if we
money he
necessarily.
wants.
Yeah, I don't think we need Joey Bosa is my instinct. We already have like Will Anderson, Will Anderson, Daniil
See,
Hunter.
that's
I
a
mean, I guess
position of
like
need, but we don't want. It depends on how much money he wants because we'd like to stay young at the
yeah,
position ideally.
for sure. I mean, yeah, yeah, it'd be interesting. I mean, it would depend on how much money he wants, because like sometimes players like that they could be more of an accessory. But anyway, that's interesting news to sort of like break. I mean, it doesn't shock me necessarily, but so it feels like the
I'm
Chargers
shocked that
have
it was
moved on
broken
from.
during this. So this is perfect timing for
Yeah, that's
us.
actually kind of wild. We got like live like breaking news during the stream, but Chargers moved on from like a lot of veteran players like Keenan Allen, Mike Williams. I don't know anyone else. I
Yeah,
think
those are the
Khalil
main
Mack is just
ones.
Khalil Mack's weird because he's like 36 but still super productive.
Is he that
So
old
like
already? He's 36.
he's really old. Khalil Mack. Let me just. I think he's literally 36. Oh no, no, okay, 34.
I was
Okay,
thinking
I was exact.
33.
Yeah, he turned
Or
34 in February. So I'm
okay,
I'm I'm wrong. He's not 36. He's
we're
34.
both wrong.
Which yeah, right. But I was even wronger because I kind of exaggerated his age. But you know, like yeah, he's still really productive. Like I think he had 17 sacks like in 2023. So that which is actually pretty crazy. But yeah. Oh yeah, I think we were talking about like Panthers and stuff before that. I don't
We
remember who
were
was talking.
yeah. I don't know where we left off. Breaking
Yeah, I
news kind
mean,
of threw us off.
one,
So
one thing I was gonna say about the Panthers is it's kind of a funny anecdote that Bryce Young was benched, which was crazy. Like, we think of Bryce Young, or I mean, we know Bryce Young is on this like kind of come up, but he got benched like what week 3 or 4 or something like that. Not
it
only
was
that,
very early in the
but
season.
Andy Dalton. Yeah, right. Um, and then Andy Dalton, I think, got in a car crash, which led to him, Bryce Young, being back in the lineup, and then the story's all written from there, right?
Yeah, that's what happened. So he played the first 3 weeks, and then Andy Dalton took over, and he was gonna keep that job for who knows how long. And then car crash, he has a thumb injury, I think, and Bryce has to start, and he got it together from there. Um,
Yeah,
no, benching Bryce Young was a really good decision. I think he needed that. He needed to sit and learn and just slow things down, regroup, and I mean he came back and seemingly had a better understanding of the game.
yeah, for sure. I mean, shout out to Bryce Young, like literally, like
Oh
he
yes.
was #1 overall pick. He was gonna be the savior of the franchise, and he has a bad year and gets benched, and like that's like what I forget how long he was benched. Say 3 4 weeks, something like that. Like that 3 4 weeks, like he could have been like so down on himself. Like even if he's not like sulking necessarily, it could still be hard like psychologically.
Right.
But he really used that to like work and learn and work hard, and just kind of came back stronger than ever, which is like feels
It's
like it's really
commendable.
hard to do like
It's really
a
impressive.
number of weeks.
No,
Yeah, for
we
sure.
just a lot of players would have had that happen and they would have never come back. I mean, we've seen that plenty of times from young quarterbacks. Will Levis comes to mind. He got benched and
Right.
that made no difference when
Yeah,
he
for sure,
returned.
for sure. Um, yeah. All right, sorry, it broke up, so I kind of missed
Oh,
some
okay.
of what you
All
said,
right,
but yeah,
that makes more sense. I
yeah,
was
we're
okay. So, how about
yes,
Houston though?
definitely
How have
not.
you been feeling about Houston the past couple years? Because the last time we did this, y'all had just drafted C.J. Stroud, and you weren't really expecting to be competing,
Right.
within a year, and yet back-to-back playoff appearances, and the media hyping you up
Yes.
a little too much now, but still, you've got the media on your side.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, for once, at least we have the media on our side, but like, yeah, let's calm down a little bit. But um, yeah, no, what I would say is 2023 was a pleasant surprise. Like obviously we're projected. I didn't think we'd be like a 2-win team, but like, we weren't projected to do that well. But I think most people thought that we were like definitely in the right track. Like we drafted our franchise quarterback. We also drafted Will Anderson, and just started like picking up some pieces. But like this time 2 years ago, no one knew who like Nico Collins was, for instance, or like, just like some other players who just kind of came out of nowhere and started doing really good. But even like Damian Pierce, he had I guess he has a little bit of a weird arc to where like he had a good season, then or maybe his good season was in 22 actually. Then he got kind of benched, or like he split reps with Singletary,
Yeah, that
not
sounds
Mike
right.
Singletary, Evan
Devin
Singletary.
Singletary.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So right. 2023 was a pleasant surprise, and I would say, like, as a fan, it was my favorite sort of season that I've followed. It was just really a pleasant surprise. We had some like exhilarating games, like the game against Tampa comes to mind, where like we have to drive the field, and like I think it was like uh 30 seconds or something like that. I think we had 34 seconds. We were down a touchdown, and CJ just led us on like a game-winning drive. That was absolutely crazy. What I will say about both kind of versions of the Texans is that we have the most random losses to horrible teams. Like we've lost to the Jets twice, and we've lost to the Panthers. Like last
Woohoo.
year when y'all were horrible. Like,
That was a good game. That
um,
was our 2-win season.
right, yeah, definitely the highlight of
Highlight of
the
my year.
year. All the injuries to the Texans layer must have been pretty rough. Yeah, we did sort of like kind of run up to some injuries, for sure. Like, yeah, Stephon Diggs
Stefan
was
Diggs and
out.
Tank Dell on
Alex
offense really hurt you.
Tell, yeah, for sure. That's the other one. But I'm kind of looking at the schedule to kind of like relive. Oh yeah, that game against the Steelers was sorry to our super fan, but that was a really good game for us. Let's see. We beat the Bengals. That was a pretty good game. Yeah, and then like two playoff appearances in 2 years, two playoff wins. So CJ Stroud already has more playoff wins than Deshaun Watson. Which, by the way, seeing the downfall of Deshaun Watson, chef's kiss.
Yeah, I
Is
completely
just
agree. Just
like, yeah,
love to
it's
see
just
it.
like it's so satisfying to see. And like we've literally built like and not a dynasty around the picks, but like the picks we got like for Deshaun Watson, like we built like a team out of that, like literally. Like I think Tank Dell came from that trade, like technically, like obviously CJ Stroud. Well, no, CJ Stroud was drafted or original draft pick, so like you could say we kind of tanked and but got like that pick. I don't know, but
You got a
so yeah,
haul
24.
though.
Oh, for sure, yeah, definitely.
Honestly, just
Um,
getting rid of Deshaun Watson
so
was already a win. So I mean,
yeah, for sure. I mean, getting anything from him, it was honestly a win. Evan, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're
oh, he
enjoying the
made it. Look at that.
Dominican Republic. Yeah, no, he made it. Glad to see you here. We were just sort of reminiscing. Since we last sort of did like consistent episodes, it had been two great looking dudes. Aw, well, I
Where?
appreciate that. um, yeah. So we were just talking about like the past 2 seasons, like since we last recorded an episode, just kind of like doing a little bit of like remembering and things like that. And I pronounce it wrong. Is it not Is it not Devon? How do you pronounce it? Do you know? Do you know Isaac?
Devin. I think it's Devin.
Wait, are you there, Isaac?
Yeah, I hear
Oh,
you. Do you not hear me?
okay. How do you pronounce
Okay,
Devon?
I'm
Yeah,
pretty
I
sure
hear
it's
you now, but
Devin.
I didn't hear you.
Okay, weird.
Devon? Okay, okay.
Yeah, I think it's Devin.
Yeah, I
Pretty
hear you
sure.
now.
Otherwise, I've been saying it wrong too.
Okay, well, Devon. Okay, well, that's a little bit counterintuitive, but we will go by. We'll start calling you Devon.
We'll go with it. Yep.
But yeah. But anyway, no. As far as the Texans go, yeah, it's like 23 happened, and then like 2024, like we were talking about before we streamed, like it was just like I'm more like dev off. Okay, fair enough.
Sure.
Um, the media hyped us up so much. I think media and fans really hyped us up. It was like, oh, this team is gonna be like 13 wins, Super Bowl contenders. CJ Stroud will be an MVP candidate, things like that. And like, we didn't have that bad of a season. Did we make substantial progress? I'd probably say no.
No, it was
But
really just about the same, wasn't it? Similar record, and you made
yeah,
the
it was the
playoffs, and
same. And you have to, yeah, and you have to consider, that sorry, my setup kind of like went out of whack for some reason, which is why I'm like but anyway, yeah, it is yeah, sorry. I'm like, oh, for some reason like for some reason it was on full screen, and for some reason it changed, so now it's like half screen me, half screen you on Discord.
oh, that's
So,
great.
anyway,
That
yeah,
works.
it's whatever. That was just a little bit weird, but no, I think yeah, it was the same output basically, like 10-win season, playoff win, then playoff loss. Honestly, it was probably more impressive this year because we had a harder schedule this year. Because last
True.
year we had a last place schedule, and this year we had a first place schedule. So we got to play teams like we got to play the Ravens, the Chiefs, the Bills, things like that. We beat the Bills, which was a really good game, but
Oh yeah, that
definitely
was.
like a lot of inconsistencies for sure. Again, on that theme of losing to horrible teams, like we lost to the Titans. Like you can't
I mean,
lose that game,
that's
and
I
the
don't
Titans are
blame you for
literally.
losing the divisional games though. There are always weird divisional games that teams lose for no reason at all.
I guess, but Titans, like, I mean, if we lost to the Colts, that's like more understandable. But like, the Titans are literally the most memeable like NFL. Talk
With
about
Will
like
Levis, they were so
storylines.
memeable
Like,
every week.
I think even that game, like they lost to, or that we lost to them. Like, there's a meme of like he threw a pick six. He's just running with his head down. Like,
It's
yeah,
amazing.
but it's been like a pretty good run. Like I could complain about like how we didn't make much progress last year, but if you had told me like this time 2 years ago that like you'd have 2 10-7 seasons, you'd win the division, you'd win a playoff game, you'd destroy playoff games. Like we destroyed the Browns in like 2023, and then we surprisingly destroyed the Chargers, which was like really good to see. Like we had all these interceptions. Our defense really played well. So no,
I
if you
was
told
so
me all
happy
that
to
would
see y'all
happen,
beat the
like
Chargers. I was so happy because that was when the media abandoned y'all and everyone was picking the Chargers. I was telling you, I could not find any expert picking the Texans to win that game. I originally picked the Chargers, and I was like, if all the experts are picking the Chargers, I'm gonna pick Houston. That's how this works.
yeah, good old Rex Ryan, who was like, "This
Oh
is a
man,
bye week for the Chargers." Which, okay, if it's like the Chiefs or like the Patriots in their heyday playing the Texans, I get that comment. But the Chargers, and
yeah,
I know we're saying
the
it in
choke and
hindsight.
Chargers
I think
evenly matched. It made no sense to make that
I know
comment.
were
I
they
don't.
favored though? Were they favored? I think I think they were slight favorites
Yeah,
anyway. Which
like a
I
field
understand.
goal.
Yeah, which I understand them being favorites, but like you're treating this as like the '07 Patriots versus the like some iteration of the like
The New
like
York Giants in the Super
20
Bowl.
like 10 seconds, or the Giants, yeah, something like that. But or that too. But yeah, no, the disrespect was crazy, and then like we won, we destroyed them, and then like we lost to Kansas City. And honestly, and then I know since we last recorded, there's been the whole like the refs are rigging it for the Chiefs.
Dude, they were doing that
Sorry, I
when
know
we
y'all are
first started.
commenting. I've been struggling with them.
I think our first ever stream was talking about if the refs rigged the Super Bowl for the Chiefs.
That's true. I think that was kind of the dawn of sort of like the like kind of conspiracy, and then it really took another level. Have you ever been looking for your phone only to realize you're really that's funny. Yeah.
Nope,
That's
can't say I've
actually
done
the
that yet.
funny. Yeah.
I'm sure
But
I will at some point.
uh, my stance on the whole like refs rigging it for Chiefs thing was like I never had a problem with it until we played the Chiefs. And then I realized, oh, yeah, something's not right. Cuz like the first time we played them like I think the day I think it was the week before Christmas or something like that. And
That
I was
sounds
like
right.
there were some calls, some like PI calls or something like that were just very questionable, and then the playoff game, like, oh my gosh, like there was like some like you know what you call it, roughing the passer that was complete nonsense. Just like a lot of nonsense calls that even got like Troy Aikman worked up. He was like, you can't do that, or I forget what he said, but it was just so nonsense. Like,
It makes you
hopefully,
go, how do you call that at all? It's ridiculous.
right, yeah, for sure.
No, they
But
definitely. If you looked into statistics, I don't really know how many calls actually go in their favor and against their favor. I'm sure someone is tracking that, but it seemed like every time you turn on a Chiefs game, they're getting the most ridiculous call at the best, most convenient time, and somehow it puts them in position to win, just week in and week out.
yeah. By the way, Devon says that he's basically almost dead at 21. Well, I would like to remind you. Actually, I'm like not. I say this. I'm not fishing for happy birthdays, but today's actually my 24th birthday.
Is
So,
it really?
um,
Well, now I feel
yeah.
bad. I didn't know that. I'm so happy birthday.
No, I didn't
Hey,
mention
everyone,
it.
tell
Like,
him
no,
happy
you should.
birthday. Come on, come on. You gotta do it now. Tell him.
Thank
Wish
you.
him happy
Yeah.
birthday. The best.
Yeah, and no better birthday present than reviving football for fun. I didn't even realize that when we were scheduling it. I was like, yeah, I can do Wednesday night. I didn't realize it was my birthday, which was funny.
Well, that's
But
perfect.
yeah,
Scheduled perfectly.
yes. But no, I'm anxious because you're probably like what, 22, 21, something like that,
Me or Devin?
Isaac
Me? I appreciate
or
it. I'm
Isaac.
only 20.
You're 20.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm a
There you
youngling
spring
here.
chicken. Um, yeah, yeah, man, I'm so old. But yeah, no, one of my interns at work, he was saying happy birthday. Like, you're what, 22, right? I'm like, no, I'm 24.
Hey, you'll take
But
that. 22 is good.
happy birthday, old Daniel. Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. Sorry. I know you're talking about something, and then I brought that up, and so that kind of like you're
Oh yeah,
20.
we
Okay,
were
you're
just
not
talking
even.
about the Chiefs. So
Yeah. Oh yeah, of course. hmm So yeah, I mean, at least they lost. Like the Eagles crushed them, so you can't say that's like completely rigged for them. Which like the
it was rigged
Super
for the
Bowl can be
Eagles.
its
I'm
own
surprised we
sort
haven't
of
shifted to that yet.
topic.
Did the sound cut out?
We
You
haven't
did.
shipped.
It
Yeah,
was
yeah.
okay. Okay,
Oh, yeah. It broke up. It had like a weird like
that's
it had
great.
like a weird like breaking. Like that is great. 20
Nice.
is a weird age to be. Yeah, I could imagine that. But maybe we should talk about the Super Bowl a little bit. What are our thoughts on the Super Bowl? Because I think I went into it kind of expecting the Chiefs to win because oh, it's rigged for them and they're gonna three-peat. But
I
um,
mean, my
the
stance all
Eagles really
season was
like
I'm too scared to pick against the Chiefs because I assume that they're somehow going to win. So I never had realistic expectations for any of their games. I didn't know what was going to happen. But I did not enjoy that Super Bowl. I didn't want either team to win, so either way, I was going to be unhappy with the result. But all I really wanted was a good game, and instead we get a blowout. It's just for the game of the year. I would hope for better.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, you could say in that realm it was a little bit disappointing, but I did find it satisfying to see the Chiefs get crushed. Maybe
Yeah,
that's
that's
because like
valid.
we lost
That's
it.
fair.
Yeah, it was pretty satisfying to see. It was also kind of satisfying to see just like that defensive performance from the Eagles, and like
Mhm.
I think like I think Eagles just have the best defensive coordinator in the world in Vic Fangio, and they really just like laid the smack down. And then you just have like Jalen Hurts was playing really well, AJ Brown, like that whole offensive unit. They still have a really good offensive line, even though Jason Kelsey retired.
Yeah, and I don't
But
know if you've seen this, but
yeah,
most of their key pieces for that team are they're signed for the next 3-4 years. This is the dominant team that's not going anywhere.
I know. Yeah, I mean Jalen's here to stay. AJ is probably here to stay, and then like all those players. I mean Cooper DeJean's a rookie. So like,
Cooper
yeah,
DeJean
no,
and,
for
and then
sure.
Quinyon Mitchell as well. Like that secondary is set for a long time.
Mhm. So yeah, which does leave a good question when it comes to the outlook of the NFC. Um, do we think that the Eagles are the team to beat or the Lions? And it's crazy that like the 49ers are now an afterthought. Like they were the dominant team until like last year,
Yeah,
which
we,
I
we
guess
got to
they
be
could
careful
come
with
back.
that. We
But
need to keep an eye on them because they still have so much talent that they could easily come back and be competing. Um,
for
but
sure,
I think
right?
Philadelphia kind of has to be the team to beat since they're the defending champions. I would have. I think in my predictions, I had Philadelphia beating the Lions in the NFC Championship, with my reasoning being they're a more complete team. The Lions still have some work to do on defense. I guess to be fair,
Mhm.
they were pretty injured on that side of the ball last season. Um, if the Lions make enough moves on defense this offseason, I would probably favor them over Philadelphia, assuming the offense doesn't regress too much without Ben Johnson. Um, I don't know. Those two teams they're both really high up there. I could see either one of them getting out of the NFC and going to the Super Bowl next season. Beyond those two, I think there's
Yeah,
a drop off after that.
for sure. No, that's fair enough. I always felt like the Lions, like they're a really talented team, obviously, but they've had issues with like injuries and like sometimes you question Dan Campbell's like coaching decisions and like massive like playoff games and things like that. But you know, that's pretty interesting. One question I do have, maybe a fun question, is if there's a team that's like, good, but maybe could make like in the NFC, but could make like a surprise run as like the dominant team. Like it felt like the Lions kind of snuck up on us, and maybe in a way the Eagles snuck up on us just a little bit. So you see a team that like maybe they're like they're contenders, but it wouldn't shock you if they're like the best team in the NFC like in 2025.
Okay, does Washington fit that? Because I feel like they're not sneaking up on anyone now
Mm,
just because of how great they did
that's a
last
good
season.
question. Oh, like Washington, I feel like they overperformed. Like
They were this
I,
year's
I, I
Houston, in my opinion. They're just this year's Houston. So,
yeah, they just went farther in the playoffs, but
but they still
Washington
have
could be
so
that.
many
Like
problems on the roster that I wouldn't feel comfortable picking them to go to the NFC Championship again as of right now.
right. No, I'm not saying like you pick them to win the NFC or anything. I'm just saying like it wouldn't shock us if like if they're
Yeah,
like 13-4 and the 1 seed and make it back to the NFC Championship. That's a good
I
team
don't
to
know if they
think
fit
of.
that because after they made it to the NFC Championship, I feel like we shouldn't be shocked by it if they return the same roster and do it all over again. But
Yeah,
I don't
that's fair
know.
enough.
At the same time, I would be surprised if they made it back again, just a little bit.
All right, see you, Devin. Have a good rest of your evening.
Okay, yeah,
Um,
thanks for stopping by, man.
I don't know.
I'll
Yeah,
catch you later.
maybe the Bucks. You never know. Bucks could be that team.
No, no, no. What are you talking about? No,
Right. Yeah.
I don't even know
Um.
what's wrong with them this year. I'm pretty sure they have a great roster, but no, no.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Baker Mayfield's pretty good, but also you kind of feel like if they were gonna make that type of run, they had already done it.
Yeah.
They have Evans and Godwin.
Well, hang on.
Rashad
Godwin
White.
is a free agent though, so if he were to leave, I think that would pretty
That's
strongly affect
true.
them
Yeah, that
to some degree.
could. I mean, it might just be like next man up type mentality. Who would their next guy be? Is it Jalen McMillan or
McMillan.
something like
Yeah, they
McMillan?
drafted him
Yeah.
out of Washington last offseason. So he'd be the next man up, and he showed some promise last
Yeah.
season. So I don't think they're. I would imagine they're not too worried if Chris Godwin leaves in free agency, especially with Mike Evans still there. But obviously they'd rather
Mhm.
keep a guy like Chris Godwin around.
Yeah, I feel like as long as they have Mike Evans, then I'm not too concerned about their like receiver core. But Chris Godwin's re-signing. I don't know. I don't even know if it makes sense to re-sign him. You already have. Well, I wonder how old Evans is.
I mean,
Because
I
let's
guess
see.
their offense was doing pretty well after his injury last season. Like, down the stretch, they were always putting up points. I feel like it was the defense that hurt them more often than not. So if they could save some money on Godwin and invest in the defense, that might make a lot of sense, especially with McMillan in the fold.
Mike Evans will be 32 in August. Um,
Okay.
See, this is funny. We talk up their receiving core. I guess I just did, but like it would not shock you. Sorry, wouldn't it not shock you if like both Evans and Godwin are just not on the Bucks in 2026?
It wouldn't. I mean, Evans is getting old. At this point, I just kind of assume Evans is going to be there forever, though. Um, at some
I
point,
mean,
he's going to stop producing, you would think, but he hasn't yet.
feel like we're seeing a pattern because like last year, 2 years ago, whenever that was, Mike Williams, Mike Williams and
Yeah.
Keenan Allen, they're both gone from the Chargers. This year, it's looking like Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf are gone from the Seahawks.
Okay, so with
So,
with the Chargers, I do think that was mostly because of the new coaching staff. With Seattle, I have no idea what they're doing. Honestly, I I understand releasing Lockett since he was getting old and they need to free up some money, but I mean, I don't know what they did to make
um,
DK Metcalf want to trade.
yeah, I kind of wonder if it's like contractual stuff, like yeah, I don't know. I know someone in our Discord is saying that like he wants to be on a winning team. I don't know. I feel like he has a pretty good in Seattle. I think it's more of a
I mean,
contract.
Seattle is
I think
like
he has
they're
like
right there in the middle. Like speaking of teams that could surprise us and make a run, Seattle could be on that short list if they kept their receiving core together. Um, but they've just been kind of mediocre the past couple seasons. A pleasant surprise at first with Geno Smith, and then they didn't really take it any further.
yeah, like Geno Smith was a really good story in what 22 when that happened.
I think so.
Like
Or 20.
his resurrection season, but then it's like are you gonna win Super Bowls with Geno? Probably not, right? So
Yeah,
you're
if
kind of
if
at
we're
that like
being
kind of middle.
realistic, that's not happening. It's very unlikely.
Mhm. I think Geno Smith winning a Super Bowl would be more impressive than like Nick Foles or Eli Manning or something like that. Actually,
It might be.
maybe less impressive, but then like Nick Foles was more impressive because he was like a
Nick
backup
Foles
and
had a
just like
stacked
had that.
roster at least, to be fair, but also no one in their
Yeah,
right
that's
mind would have predicted it.
right for sure. Um, yeah. Well, anything else we should you know catch up on? I want to say, is it like reminisce on or something like that? Like just like
I
kind
I
of
think
like
that works.
going back in time. Reminisce. Yeah, I don't know what the word is. Let
We're
me
just
see.
we're just catching up after
Remin.
2 years off.
Yes, I think it's reminisce. Reminisce. Right.
Okay,
Um.
yeah, it sounds right.
So I don't know, Devin or
Puka Nakua is
Precision.
going to be my guy.
Any ideas as to what we should talk about? They are talking about fantasy. We could talk about fantasy. The
Yeah,
fantasy
I had to
seasons
connect
that
the dots there for a second. I didn't understand what Puka was doing in this conversation, but okay.
oh yeah.
Um,
Um I mean, one title each, like, that's like pretty good outcome for the hosts, I guess.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean maybe a
Um,
little bit more salty for you since you didn't win the most recent one, but didn't you beat me, then I beat like didn't we played in the championship, right? Or am I make no, we
no, I don't
did
think
we?
we've met in the championship yet. I played Roger in the championship when I won, and then you played. I think you played Andy
I
last
played
year.
Roger. Played Roger
Oh,
too,
oh,
right?
that's right. Yeah, we poor Roger.
He was trying to get like cocky about like, I'm the greatest. But like I don't know about that.
Oh man. Well,
I
he's
see what
made
he's trying
back-to-back championships for whatever that's worth.
That's true, and that's good. Like, he's probably like number three at this point. Like, whoever you want to say is better between you and I, then the other guy, and then him. That's probably like that's probably fair enough.
Something like that. Yeah. Or he has a good claim for number three for sure. back-to-back runner-up. But, well, if we
Right.
need something to talk about, we
I
could make some free agency predictions. Like
It's
we
true.
got the
Yeah.
news that Joey Bosa was released tonight. Where do you think he's going?
I don't know. Like it would really depend on like honestly, like it wouldn't shock me. See, I don't know. For some reason, the Patriots come to mind.
Really?
Like I think the Patriots could be good. Like
No, no.
maybe
They
not. I
people
mean,
are
not.
underestimating them for sure. I can't hear you.
I think they could.
Oh no,
If
we're
you
good. We're
can't
good.
hear
It
me.
cut out for a second.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
I
yeah,
think
no
we're good.
worries. It did that like several times in your end.
Yeah, finally it happened
Uh,
to you.
for sure. Joey Bosa has personality. Does he have personality issues? I'm not necessarily aware of
He
that.
can be a little brash at times. I think.
I got you.
I don't. I mean, he's in
I guess I
LA,
just.
which means he doesn't get a lot of media coverage because no one cares about the Chargers. But I mean, I feel like he's probably had a couple of moments over the years. I've heard rumors he's unlikable. I don't actually have anything to cite for
Yeah,
that though.
I guess I've just never paid attention to Joey Bosa's like personality. I feel like honestly, like if anything, like his brother has like mostly taken over like, the Bosa like fame landscape. I don't know. I feel like his brother's like a little bit more famous because he's just like
He's in
better.
San Francisco, and
And
yeah,
he's
he is better.
in San Francisco, like, multiple Super Bowls, things like that. Yeah, so yeah, for some reason, I feel like Joey Bosa. I feel like he could go to a team that's like willing to throw money at him, even if they're not necessarily the best team. They're like willing to throw money at him. They could, make the pitch that they could be like contenders in like a year or two. It's like Patriots could come to mind. Like I don't know. Trying to think who else. I mean,
Could he go to
he
San
could go to like
Francisco? Because I think that one or both of them have previously said it'd be cool to play together. So it makes you wonder, could
hmm,
he come to the 49ers and team up with Nick Bosa?
that's definitely possible. I wonder if the 49ers are in like a position like cap wise to do it. Which I mean, if they can make it work, I guess it's possible.
That's a good
Um,
question because they have to extend Brock Purdy, and I think rumor has it he's going for around 45 million a year. But they are also
but
letting go some of their top receivers, so maybe I don't know. Maybe they'll have enough money for someone like Joey Bosa. I feel like that wouldn't be a
yeah,
priority for them though.
right. So I'm just looking at this article. Um, and it's not. I was hoping. Let me see. Joey Bosa. Let me just try like next team odds. Um, odds
I
for.
wonder if Buffalo could be up there.
Okay. Yeah. So, um, the Chargers are. Wait, this must be old. Didn't he just get
Yeah,
cut
that
from the
can't be right.
Chargers?
That must be before he was
Oh, this was
released.
last. This was last year. This is an article
Okay.
from like. I guess there were there like rumors or something. Okay. Let me make sure we get an article
I feel like
from.
when Harbaugh was hired, there were rumors about everyone, so probably.
Oh, that's probably the case. Yeah. Let's just read this like random article rather than like. I also want to get. It's like the Lions are coming up. The Cardinals are coming. See, I guess the Cardinals could be that team towards like not the best team, but if they like throw money at him and convince him that like they could contend, like that's a possibility. Um, the
That would be
Bears.
weird.
See, that's another. The Bears would be weird.
I was saying the Cardinals would be weird. The Bears, I guess, I understand. I wouldn't want that. That feels
Yeah.
weird for some reason too. Actually, um,
The Raiders. See, and this list,
no,
I know this is just
no.
some article. It's showing the Lions, who's like a contender. Then it's like the Cardinals, the Bears, the
Yeah, you read
Raiders.
one contender on that list.
Yeah, the 49ers is up there.
Where's
That's
Buffalo?
one
Where's
we.
Baltimore? Even the Chiefs could go after him.
This article does not mention those teams. It's from the 33rd team. It's it's the Lions, it's the Cardinals, it's the Bears, it's the Raiders, it's the 49ers. Let's see. Three
It's
Joey Bosa
interesting.
landing spots if Chargers cut or trade, which I mean they did. Bengals, Cowboys, and Lions. I guess the Lions are kind of that common denominator. Um, let's see, Joey Bosa landing spots. Raiders keeps coming up, and 49ers, and Lions, and Bears. So, there you have it. They're your contenders, I guess.
Yeah, I would have
I guess like
assumed
Lions.
he would go to a contender. Honestly, I mean, he's getting old, so if he's gonna go chase a ring, now's kind of the time to do it. I feel like.
Yeah, Lions makes sense. I think 49ers makes sense. Like, even
Yeah.
though like they had a rough season, like so we said
Okay.
earlier, they could still be a
Underrated
really
possibility. What if Philadelphia gets him? Because there were rumors they want to go get Miles Garrett, but that might not be super realistic. Maybe they go get
yeah, that
Bosa
would make
instead.
that make that team ever more scary. Yeah, I think makes a cute goth girl. Okay. But
I've been making sure not to comment on chat 'cause they're being very weird right now, and for the past 5 to 10 minutes, so chat needs to behave.
oh, it's just been weird generally. Okay, yeah, I haven't really been paying attention to that. But
Yeah, they've been
yeah,
making fun of
so
me. Don't worry.
yeah, so really interesting stuff. Yeah, I think Lions makes a lot of sense, but if you want to, I think I wouldn't be shocked if he goes to a team that like the Cardinals. I don't know about the Bears necessarily because I feel like even though the Bears in theory are on the come up, they're the
I can kind of
Bears.
get the
Like,
Bears just with Ben Johnson, up and coming coach. You got if you believe in Caleb Williams and that offense, which I still do. I mean, I'm probably gonna end up having
huh?
Chicago in my playoff predictions next year, so I I could understand if Bosa wants to go there as well.
Right. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, we'll see what happens with Joey Bosa. There's like, oh yeah, Devonte Adams also got cut. Devonte is someone we could talk about
I
as
feel
far
like
as
he's
like
just gonna
trading.
follow Aaron Rodgers wherever he goes at this point. There, what else? I
Yeah,
mean,
probably. So where does say the duo? Because they come in like a package deal, right? It's like
okay,
you
I'll
get
tell you what I've
Aaron.
heard from what I've heard is the Giants want to bring in Aaron Rodgers as kind of a bridge quarterback, but also maybe they can contend for a year if Rodgers recaptures his magic. But also they want to trade up for the top overall pick and draft I think Cam Ward. So that's what their dream scenario reportedly is. They want to sign Rodgers, trade up to one, and draft a quarterback to develop for a year. If that works, I think that's fantastic for the Giants.
Honestly, so I feel like Aaron Rodgers, like, sorry, I'm just trying to look for an article that shows like top teams that could pursue him. I feel like Aaron Rodgers didn't play that bad. Like the second half of the season, say. I feel
Yeah,
like he just got screwed over by the organization. But
he didn't
I
play
mean, he's
well
obviously.
enough to make people really think he's still going to be good this season, though. And he's in his 40s now, right? So
I think he's what 41. Let me check. He will be. Yeah, he's 41. He'll be 42 in December. But I mean, theoretically, like on a really good team, he could have like one more productive season, maybe two.
for the
But
memes, I'm hoping that he just goes to Minnesota. I mean, at this point, you've come
yeah,
so
that
far,
would
you
be
might as well
cool.
complete that arc.
Right. So the top teams, the Giants, as you said, are the top. That kind of surprised me a little bit. Like Aaron Rodgers to the Giants. Like,
Yeah, it feels
is that going to
weird.
work?
I don't. If I'm Aaron Rodgers, I
Like
wouldn't want to do that except for the market. But I mean, if you can bring
the
Devontae with
second
you,
team.
you probably feel like if you're Aaron Rodgers, you can turn that offense around.
I mean, imagine Devontae Malik Neighbors though. That's actually a sick combo.
Devontae would be
But
the
like I
second
feel
best
like this.
receiver on that team.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like the second team on that list being the Steelers makes a lot more sense. Like if I'm Aaron Rodgers, like now I know you can make fun of the Steelers, like oh they're stuck in
No,
their
no,
Mike Tomlin losing. What's that?
no. I'm agreeing. You're gonna say Aaron Rodgers would be happy to go there. That's a good spot for him.
I'd rather go there than the Giants.
But here's where
If I'm Aaron Rodgers.
I'm gonna look at it the other way. I would not go near Aaron Rodgers if I'm the Steelers. There's you've already tried out the veteran quarterback experiment with Russell Wilson, and that didn't quite work out for you. You know what you are with your roster. If you're gonna compete, I don't think it's with Aaron Rodgers.
So what are you gonna do? That are you just gonna go with Justin Fields?
If I'm Steelers, I'd probably go with Justin Fields, or I would consider looking into Sam Darnold because you saw what he did with a good roster last year, and the Steelers have a good overall roster, so I wouldn't hate it for them if they went after Sam Darnold, as long as they don't overpay and it backfires dramatically. But at this point, I'd probably
Yeah,
prefer to just give Justin Fields a year. If it works, great. If it doesn't, you get to draft a guy next season. And next season's draft is loaded with quarterback talent. So if
that's
you're a team
true.
looking to draft a quarterback next year, that's really the perfect time to do it.
So yeah, I do think like Sam Darnold I think would be ideal, but obviously he's like a hot commodity. I'm not too worried. Like I know like a lot of people are saying that like he lost a ton of value when he lost those like playoff games or whatever. I don't know. I still think he's proven he's really good. Maybe you can't win a Super Bowl with him necessarily, but I think he's really good. Yeah, honestly, if I'm the Steelers, I feel like you just roll with Justin Fields. He's only he's 26. I don't know if he turns 27 this year or not. Oh, he shares a birthday with me. I do remember
Oh,
noticing
look at
that.
that.
So he turned
Nice.
26 today. Yes, the
Okay.
most random fact in the world that I share a birthday with Justin Fields. But he's only 26. You still feel like he could be a franchise quarterback, and like
Look,
if he
we've
can
seen
develop
late
and
season breakouts from guys like Geno Smith, or not late season, late career breakouts from Geno Smith and
right.
Sam Darnold after they escaped terrible organizations. That's what Justin Fields could do. The Bears are terrible for quarterbacks. Would it really be that
Yeah, I
surprising if
mean
he's the
Justin
next one to break
Fields,
out?
he did play relatively well, like before Russell Wilson came in. He was
Yeah.
decent, so
Yeah, a lot of people
yeah,
were
you
really
definitely feel
upset that he did not keep the starting job. They thought he had done enough
yeah,
to hold on to that.
right for sure. I assume as far as the Steelers go, Russell Wilson's just like out of there. Like I
No,
feel like Russell
he's
Wilson's
done.
kind of
There's no
yeah. I
reason
think
for them to go back to Russ. He did not do enough to return as a starter. Just
Texans might
no.
be semi-safe. Oh, they're talking about
They're talking
roasting.
about if they took over our channel and they
Like
said
a
they would
Santa
roast the
Claus.
Panthers a little. Texans might be safe apparently.
I mean, we'll be gone for like 5 months, so we might need some guests on the podcast. But
Yeah, but
yeah,
you're not despairing, so
true. Yeah, yeah. So
I don't think we should
we'll
let the two
see.
of them team up. But that's a bad idea. It's a
Right.
terrible idea.
Yeah, back to like the Rodgers sort of like odds. Steelers are number 2, Raiders are 3, Titans, Vikings,
I've got
Colts,
Sam Darnold
Browns.
going to the
Rodgers the
Vikings,
Browns.
not Vikings. Raiders. I think he's going to be a Raider.
You think Sam Darnold's going to the Raiders?
That's my. I'm guessing that the reports, the theories about Rodgers are going to be true, and he goes to the Giants. I think the Raiders are going to probably go after Rodgers too, but after they lose out, I think they'll go for Sam Darnold.
What about Rodgers to the Seahawks?
Oh, that would be. Well, what about Geno? Are we giving up on Geno?
Just kick the curb. We gotta try win a Super Bowl now. You
I
just
don't.
kick poor
I would
Gino to
love
the
to know
curb.
what
You
the approach is for Seattle in general. Like, what are they thinking now that they've lost their wide receiver 1 and 3? They still have JSN,
I guess
but
you are losing DK. So like he'd have like JSN as his number 1 receiver and like I
which I
know
think is
well I guess
fine.
you're presumably bringing Devontae with you, but still.
True. If you were to bring Aaron Rodgers in, you would probably get Devontae there, but I don't.
Yeah.
I doubt they're thinking that way. And then you have to do something with Gino's contract. You trade him somewhere, I guess. It could be
Right.
done, but is Aaron Rodgers honestly an upgrade over Geno Smith right now? Because I feel like Geno Smith is probably the better quarterback at this moment in time, which is a bold and weird thing to
I
say.
don't
But
know. I mean, if I feel like there are 2 quarterbacks to where I don't know if I'm going to win a Super Bowl with them, probably not, but I have to choose one. I think I'd choose Rodgers.
I guess he probably
Because I
has the
feel
higher
like
potential.
I mean, he also has the higher potential to like, bust. Like he also has the more likely chance to go like 4-13 or whatever.
Yeah, it's,
But
it's,
what
it's a
I
high
guess
risk,
I'd
high
say that
reward.
for sure. Like I feel like if it was just like ideally you do like Sam Darnold or I don't know whatever. But like I feel like yes maybe Geno's better, but if the opportunity presents itself, like I don't know. It could really backfire because then like Aaron could like retire and then they have literally no one. Like I don't know.
He would be the type to join a team and then retire like the week before the season starts. Sorry guys,
Yeah,
I'm not
right. I was
feeling it
saying like
anymore. I had a darkness
yeah.
retreat and now I feel like I need to retire.
Right, for sure. Maybe he needs another Darkness Retreat. Although if Darkness Retreat led to you signing with the Jets, I'm not sure that I would do that.
I mean, yeah,
Um,
that's questionable.
have you seen? I haven't seen it yet. Like that Netflix documentary about Aaron Rodgers. Have you seen
Oh
that?
no, I've not even heard anything about that. Is it out?
What's it called? Cause it's called Enigma. I think it kind of goes through like his old Darkness Retreat and like, cause like my dad watched it and like he thought it was pretty interesting. It would be like there'd be like stuff from like on the field, or maybe I wonder if that was like from when he was hurt. Maybe it was just for like training camp and stuff, and then he'd be like out in the wilderness with like it's like some tribes or something, and they were doing something weird or something like that. But I have been meaning to like resubscribe to Netflix. Part of being that like now football season's done, so like I'm gonna need something to like consume entertainment. So uh that could be pretty interesting. But I don't know. We'll
Okay.
see. Maybe he just retires, just calls it a day. But it feels like I feel like Aaron Rodgers wants to play more. So
Yeah, I
we'll
feel like he's
see.
gonna play again. I've not heard much about retirement.
I would even say, yeah, even if like the Titans are dying to bring you, like you might as well
Make a
play.
little bit
Like
more
you
money.
like yeah, you take a little bit more money. You like just play football more. Like might as. 'Cause it's not necessarily such. It's not like no one wants him. Like I feel like the Giants or the Titans would welcome him. Maybe like the Raiders. I don't know, but yeah, I don't know. But I'll grab Goth Girl. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll
Just
see.
keep ignoring
If you
chat,
had to get
please.
a gut instinct, like where do you think Rogers goes? What team would you say?
No, I think he's gonna go to the Giants. I believe in those reports. Like that's gonna be like, quarterback predictions. I think he's a Giant. I'm buying into it. It feels weird, but
Okay. I'm actually gonna say Steelers. I think
okay.
they'll like work it out. Like, yes, it may not be the Steelers' like best option, and like maybe it's better for them to stick with Justin Fields. I don't know, but also like Justin Fields, like just I don't know. He's just never really been that good. And if he busts and like you're kind of in like purgatory, unless they like have a losing season, which never really happens. But I'm predicting Steelers, but I'm not necessarily like dead set on it. Like if he goes to the Giants, good for him. If he goes to like somewhere random, that's also fine.
Bluntly,
But
with the Steelers, I feel like whatever they do at quarterback this offseason, it's not going to make a difference. Like, they're going to be the same team they always are next year. What they need to do is draft somebody in 2026, and then you can hopefully have a quarterback of the future. Um, it's
okay,
whatever they
so
do this
there
year.
was
It is what it is. Just mediocre.
so there's another like kind of thought I had. So I haven't like really paid much attention to the draft, like just like the draft prospects and things like that. Like I'm aware of like Shador Sanders, Cam Ward, they're like the top prospects. Like
Mm.
could Jackson Dart fall to the
Oh man.
Steelers, or is that
Oh, he
like
absolutely could. I don't even think he's a first round draft pick. I only saw today where people are having mock drafts and suddenly he's in the first round. I posted in the Discord server.
I
There was
saw
one
that?
mock
Yeah, he
draft.
was
He
like the
was
third
third.
pick, right?
Yeah, like that came out of
Yeah,
nowhere.
no,
Where did the Jackson Dart agenda come from? But I think they could
that's
get
like
him in
the
the
Zach
second
Wilson
round.
hype, right?
What was that?
Right. I wonder if like the Steelers could just draft like Jackson Dart or someone like that. Maybe they compete with like Justin Fields, and it's like a whole thing.
I could see that. It would make sense, but then I don't know. In 2026, do you feel like you're tied down to a top two round draft pick in Jackson Dart? Like I assume he'd go in the second round. Are you tied down to him as your quarterback, or do you still take one in the first round in 2026? Because at that point, you're probably the Steelers are not going to be picking top 10 realistically. We can assume they're going to be right in the
Right.
middle like they always are. So honestly, I'm not one to say
Yeah.
tanking, but it would not be a bad idea to just tank next season and just call it a lost year. You come back the
Use
next
that
year and
like
draft.
losing
You could draft Arch Manning first overall if he's even good.
Arch
We don't know
Manning
yet.
like Steelers good again would be actually crazy.
That would
Um,
be that would be something. I don't think they should do that. There's
right.
way too much risk in just tanking and then trying to draft a quarterback, of course. But it's
Yeah,
something.
you
I mean,
don't like it's like not like tanking like individual games I think happens, but you never see like, oh, we're a mediocre team. We're just a little bit too good. We just gotta tank. And then like because you need like all the players to buy in and like
well,
yeah,
you
like
got to do
it's
something when
just
you're
like
always mediocre, though. You have to make a big splash that takes you to the next level, or you have to blow it all up because you obviously are not good enough to win it all as you currently are. So that's where the Steelers have
mhm.
been forever at this point. They've got to do something different.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, at some point you just gotta yeah.
But
I don't
at what
know.
point? Because
Pretty interesting.
they keep pushing that back. Like they drafted Kenny Pickett, they gave it a try with a young quarterback. That backfired terribly. That was one of the
Yeah.
quarterback predictions I missed on. Whoops. And then they tried with Russell
And
Wilson.
then you
That didn't quite work.
Wilson,
Justin
yeah.
Fields kind of they tried with. Like they can't keep going with these one short term quarterback solutions. You know.
Yeah, because if you're not gonna draft someone, you just gotta like find that like diamond in the rough that like they could be good. Even if, like that's probably why I think Justin Fields just trying to roll with him makes sense. Like giving him a full season, full off season, you're the QB1. If he works out, that would be great. But then like what other possibility? I guess Sam Darnold's a possibility. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers will only be like a year or two at most. So you'd be like it wouldn't be necessarily I don't know. Um, but uh,
Yeah, if I was
yeah,
gonna if I'm not going with Justin Fields, I'm the Steelers. I'm not going with Justin Fields, and I want a new quarterback. And I'm gonna sign somebody. It would be Sam Darnold. I don't think any of the aging 1 year options are very good. Sam Darnold.
right.
I guess if he reverts back to old Sam Darnold, then that would also backfire. But we just saw what he did with a good team. So if you're the Steelers and you believe you've got the right roster around him, then go for it.
Yeah, I feel like he proved that like if he has a good roster and team like coaching staff around him, like he's a good quarterback. I think the
Yeah.
question, I think it's like a money thing, like how much are you willing to pay him, how much is he worth, and things like that. That's probably like main thing. Totally side note, by the way, I did just kind of like realize I was thinking like, are the Jets just gonna roll with Tyrod Taylor as their quarterback? It looks like
Oh yeah,
as their
that's
like starting.
something no one's talking about. What are the Jets doing at quarterback? Oh man,
I think the latest reports I thought were to roll with Tyrod Taylor. Like okay,
there's no shot they're
like
doing that.
it was 5 years ago when he was like the starter over like rookie Justin Herbert. They had like the whatever
Oh
medical
man,
malfunction.
that's right.
It was
He
five
was
years
always
ago, and
he
like it
was
was like
always in
the
front of a rookie, and some freak accident would happen.
yeah right. No, that's true. Yeah, that did happen. Like he was also the starter over Baker Mayfield, and then something happened. It was the starter over Davis Mills even for 2021
Yeah.
or two or something like that.
So
Yeah.
maybe the Jets could be a
Oh
team to watch to trade up for a quarterback. There are really only two quarterbacks who have first round grades on them, and that's only if you're okay with Shador Sanders being your quarterback. And everyone kind of agrees Cam Ward is the top quarterback prospect at this point, and then Shador, you can see some reports about him having some attitude problems, personality problems. I'm not sure how much I buy into that.
I don't really. Yeah, I feel like people are saying the same thing about Caleb, and like, yes, I guess he kind of disappointed, but it's also like, you still kind of like, like I don't know, like, but I really, I think people just say like attitude problems, like when it's off season, there's not much to talk about. I did see that apparently at the combine, he was like cocky in interviews or something like that. Although I guess this is different because like his dad was a superstar or is a superstar, and so like it's just a totally different level of pressure. Like you just don't know like what's especially in the NIL era. Like now these draft prospects are coming into these interviews with like $1 million in the bank, and it's like how do they handle it or whatnot. Um, but
On the other hand,
oh, I
with his
just
dad, he's also got unmatched confidence. I'll say that. That could serve him well, or it could just be terrible for him.
yeah, I had a crazy thought by the way. Like you have to let me know what you think. So like
Okay.
the Jets need a quarterback, right? Or presumably.
Uh-huh.
And we were just talking about how Aaron Rodgers needs a team, right?
Oh, really?
So that's need a quarterback. Aaron Rodgers needs a team.
Oh, wow. And you know what? They could also
Okay.
use another receiver like Devonte Adams. Wow, you're onto
Yeah, the
something here.
pair with Garrett Wilson, like
Yeah.
that would actually like that could work out. Yeah, like totally. And it's New York, and it's like the bright lights.
Yeah, I feel like
Who's the
we just
Jets head
fixed the
coach?
Jets. We just fixed the New York Jets. We could
Who's
be
the Jets?
managers.
Who's the Jets coach? I forgot who they hired.
Um, Aaron
Not
Glenn,
solid.
the Lions defensive coordinator,
Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's right.
and
Yeah.
he's an alumni too. He used to play for them, I believe. I feel like that's going to be a
Oh,
decent
that's not
hire, but also it's the Jets, so they'll screw it up somehow.
right.
I feel like they're not
Isn't it
built to
crazy?
succeed.
It's crazy that like Brian Dabble is back. Like I would have thought he'd be fired by now because like
He is
the
really hung
Giants
in
have had
there.
like I know he's really hanging on by a thread. Like he has to be the favorite to like get canned first, like this season, right? Like
So
this to be like you know on the
that's what makes the whole the rumor of them trading up for the first pick so interesting. Because if they do that, you would think the coach and manager want to do that to try to save their jobs for another year. But would that
uh
work? If they draft a young quarterback and sit him behind a veteran for a year, which is the correct move with these quarterbacks for sure, um, would that buy them more time? Or are they going to get fired and then the
right.
rookie quarterback gets a new coach and it's a big mess?
Yeah, it's like the Bears situation. Like you just have to like find a new coach for him. Um,
Well, in the
yeah,
Bears
I
situation,
don't
they
know.
sure succeeded. I think that might be the biggest upgrade at anything in sports, going from Matt Eberflus to Ben Johnson. I mean, are you kidding me? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, for sure. It's honestly crazy that like they like didn't fire Matt Eberflus like you know before. 'Cause, like you would thought like if you know they're drafting Caleb Williams like you like let him go you get like an offensive guru and then they just like go the whole way but like no we believe in Matt Eberflus like that
Yeah.
clearly wasn't gonna work
No, I'm.
right.
It worked out really well for them. At least I'm just
Oh, it
assuming
did
that Ben
yeah but
Johnson is gonna fix Caleb Williams and Caleb is gonna be really good. But I've been telling people for what 3 years now that Ben Johnson is gonna be a great coach. Like, I wanted him to be Carolina's coach back when we hired Frank Reich, and I didn't get my
yeah
wish.
no yeah I think Ben Johnson will be good. You know, we'll see. Like the Bears, like can he succeed on that with that franchise? But um, I think he has the chops for sure. Um,
Time will
all
tell.
right, yeah. Anything else we should discuss?
I mean, we've had a good run, so you tell me. We've covered a good bit.
No, I mean there's like there. I mean there are like unlimited storylines we could talk about. I mean I think we talked about the major free agent ones like you know Aaron Rodgers. What's his name? The oh Joey Bosa. I guess we talked about Devonte Adams.
Yeah.
Although I guess it's like Devonte like
Oh,
where
what
you
about
go I
we
will
talked
go.
about
Where you
him, but we
stay I'll.
didn't say what we think. Chris Godwin, where do you think he's going? Is he going to come back to Tampa? Or is he leaving?
I don't know. I don't know. Like Ah, yeah, I feel like it's again one of those could be one of those situations where like if a mediocre team just throws money at him, he might just do it. Like the thing is like Chris Godwin is a Super Bowl champion, right? He won
Right.
that Super Bowl with Tom Brady. So like he could like ring chase all he wants, but he
But it would
has
make
a
sense to get a
ring.
bag if you can.
So what's
You go to the highest bidder.
yeah, so if like the Jags bid on you or like I don't know, maybe not the Jags necessarily, but
I
like
feel
you
like he still
know,
wants to go
some like
somewhere
mid.
respectable.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I feel like if like the Jags are offering him like, and I don't know what he's going for. Like say like Jags are offering you like 33 million versus like I don't know. I'm trying to think of like the Bills. I don't know, are offering you 31. Like you'd probably want to go to the Bills rather than like
Right.
taking a two extra 2 million to go to the Jags.
For sure.
But I don't know. I guess I got to cheat and Google like Chris Godwin.
Yeah, I haven't heard any
Next.
real rumors. I've heard Panthers fans that really hope that he comes to a divisional rival. I can't really see it, but I hope so too.
Okay, so like unshockingly, the Raiders are up there. The Raiders are up there with like all these players. Like
It's so
they're
strange.
like
They
Aaron
don't even have
Rodgers.
a quarterback.
I know. Yeah, they literally don't have a quarterback. They have Pete Carroll.
They have
Ooh.
Pete Carroll,
Um, yeah.
and
They
they've
have
got
Tom
Tom Brady as
Brady
a
as a
minority owner, so that apparently seems to hold a lot of sway with people. So,
right.
um,
But like the Raiders, the Steelers, the Broncos, the Patriots, Titans, Bengals, Bucks, Panthers, Jets, Bills, and the field. Oh yeah, the field. Yeah,
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 the
yeah.
Broncos actually
Panthers are
make a
up
lot of
there. They're
sense to
like
me. I think they need to go get a receiver.
right. Yeah, you do feel like, Bo Nix had that year one, he had a good year one, but now you just gotta give him weapons. So Chris Godwin to the Broncos actually would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, I can kind of see that. Huh.
Yeah, for
I don't
sure.
want
I
it, but
think
I can see it.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna
So,
for every free
yeah,
agent receiver, I'm just gonna keep saying they're coming to Carolina. We got to get one of them, right? And what about you guys? You guys are
yeah, for
probably
sure.
gonna get a receiver because Tank Dell is likely out for the season
Yeah,
with
Tank
ACL
Dell's
surgery.
out. Like we're probably losing. Yeah. Um,
Diggs is
I don't
probably
know. I feel
going.
like we could like I feel like we should like go with like if I look at NFL free agent wide receivers because like I feel like let me just see. I'm just looking at this Bleacher Report article. I'd rather like get someone maybe who's like second tier and we wouldn't have to like pay him as much than get, like Chris Godwin. Like I know T. Higgins got franchise tag, but someone like him or like, like um Amari Cooper is
Oh yeah,
a
I
free
forget about
agent.
him.
Yeah, Amari Cooper's interesting. He's only 30. He's actually like not like that old.
Hollywood Brown is out there too. I don't think he is under contract with Kansas City. I think he's a free agent.
Um wait, so like why I'm confused about this article cuz like it's the article's titled ranking best wide receivers in 2025 NFL free agency draft after Devontae release whatever. The number 9 is Luther Burden III, a rookie. Like he's not
Yeah,
exactly
he's
a
he's
free
gonna go in
agent.
the first round.
Yeah, but he's not a free agent. He's just
Yeah,
like a draft pick. That's weird. I was like Luther Burden,
that
like
that doesn't make any sense.
who DeAndre Hopkins. Imagine DeAndre Hopkins comes back to Houston. I mean that'd be interesting. I don't know how I'd feel about that.
I don't feel like
Feel
you
like that'd
want
be
him. He barely did anything with the Chiefs. So I mean, like
yeah.
he's
I don't
he's
know.
he's
I
past
also
his prime
don't.
for sure.
I don't really like him that much anyway.
Valid.
Stephon Diggs, Trey Harris rookie. If it's gee, they're just naming all these rookies, and it's like these aren't even like free agents. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
it's not
top.
not
Yeah,
how it
number one
works.
is Tataroa McMillan.
Oh, Tet, yeah,
So,
from Arizona. Whoever gets him is gonna get a really
um,
good receiver in the draft.
oh, what I do want to read is this NFL article. All 32 teams wide receiver situations that have free agency. I'll just read them for our teams.
Okay,
I just want to see what this whoever this guy is. Kevin Patra. So whatever type of authority he has.
never heard of him.
Oh, yep. Okay. The Panthers off. Wait. Okay. So top wide receivers under contract are Adam Thielen, Xavier Legette, and Jalen Cocker. Key free agents are David Moore, Velus Jones, Devin Tompkins, and
We
Dan
re-signed David
Chisena.
Moore, by the way, but that's meaningless. I'm just saying this
Right.
guy's work is
The Panthers
outdated.
offense. Yeah. The Panthers offense came to life down the stretch as Bryce Young revitalized his career in Carolina. It shouldn't be surprising that this period coincided with Thielen's return from injury. The 34 years old, yeah, vet, still has some gas left in the tank, and the type of savvy, reliable player the offense should want to keep around. Hawker was sensational find for the front office as an undrafted rookie who showed stellar rapport with Young. Is Cocker's upside capped, or can he mimic Thielen's rise as a fellow undrafted player? Leggett flashed ability, but needs refining in year 2 to make a leap. While Carolina should spend its offseason building up a willful defense, adding another playmaker to the wish list. The Panthers could be a sneaky club that takes a swing at a trade or a proven veteran. There we go.
I think
I don't know. Any thoughts on that?
that sounds accurate enough. Thielen is still steady and reliable. The undrafted rookie is I don't know what to expect with him, but people really like him. And Liget is
Yeah.
he was the rookie who cost us a couple games with bad drops, so hopefully he improves. Uh, yeah, I think we could potentially make a move for a receiver, but I don't know because we also need to improve the defense, and that needs to be our
Yeah.
priority. I don't know. We'll see.
Right.
I have no idea what to
I'm
really
reading.
expect from Carolina.
I'm reading this extra. Yeah, I'm reading this extra on the Texans, and this is a player that's been like tied to us. Another player we haven't talked about at all is Cooper Cup, and
Oh yeah.
their offensive coordinator is coming from LA, so they're kind of tying Cooper Cup to us, kind of because of that, I guess. Um, my thought is like, at the right price, sure. Like, isn't he owed like 25 million or something like that? Like, I don't know if I want to pay him 25 million, but um, okay, forgive the casual in me. Is Cooper Cup like, did he get cut or is he just like requesting a trade
I'm
or like looking for a trade?
I think he's requesting a trade. I'm pretty sure he's still. Oh jeez. I don't
Like,
know actually. I feel like he's
he's still,
I feel like he's on the
he's
roster.
still on the Rams. I think he
I was
is.
thinking he is,
Uh,
and he was given permission to seek a trade.
yeah, there's an article that says Cooper Cup less need, saying Cooper Cup returning to the Rams would be least likely scenario. I think he's still on the team, but they're like, they're like gonna part ways or something like that. Um, like I think there's a possibility he does get cut if no one wants to like take on his contract or something. Um, how old is Cooper Cup? He's 30. He'll be 32 in June.
Okay, that's not
I don't
bad.
know. I
He was
mean,
pretty good last season. Like he was legit.
it's pretty good.
He was also the second best receiver on his team, to be fair. So he probably didn't have to face the top corner as often, but also he was the top corner while Puka Nakua was out injured. So he's still got it based on last season. I wouldn't
Yeah,
want him on my team, but that's just because I want to get younger at
yeah,
positions and not older.
yeah. I'm curious. I do want to see like Cooper Cup next team odds. I wonder like where we stack. So according to Fox Sports, see, it doesn't even have us up there, which is actually kind of wild. Broncos,
Interesting.
Lions, Patriots, Chiefs, Commanders, Steelers, Chargers. I thought there was like traction like Cooper Cup to Houston, but maybe there's not as much. Yeah, we're kind of shown as like the 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11th best odds.
That's
The
really
Rams
low.
are ahead of us, which is crazy.
I don't
Yeah,
understand why he would want to leave the Rams anyway. They were really close to beating the Super Bowl champions in the playoffs last season.
isn't it the Rams wanting to get rid of him? I think
Is
it's
that
that
what it
way.
is?
I think so, because like Cooper Cup, I think has said he wanted to stay, and like Puka Nakua has said that like they're like
Okay, that
inseparable or something like that.
yeah, that
I think
that
it's like
sounds
the
right. But also,
yeah
that might have been why Matthew Stafford was wanting to a trade out as well, because they weren't going to bring
right
Cooper back. But maybe since he's back, he's going to try to get them to keep. Because why wouldn't your quarterback want a receiver like Cooper Cup around?
yeah for sure. Yeah, it's always possible. But yeah, I'll read this part on the Texans. I mean, not that's really that important, but our top receivers under contract are Nico, Tank, but Tank's hurt. Xavier Hutchinson, John Mechie, and Jared Wayne. Our free agents are Stephon Diggs and Robert Woods. General manager Nick Casario didn't dismiss the idea of bringing back Diggs, but there's one complicating factor. His February 17 void date passed, locking the team into a 16.644 million dead money hit for Stephon Diggs in 2025. With the uncertainty around Dell following a gruesome late season injury, adding another playmaker for CH Stroud becomes a priority. Yep. Collins continues to shine as the go-to target, yada, yada, yada. However, none of the other young options have grown into consistent playmakers. Which, with new OC Nick Haley coming from the Rams, Cooper Cup could be a name to watch to meet the wide receiver two to meet the wide receiver two need exacerbated by Dell's injury, which stings. Yeah, it does really suck that we're probably not going to have Tank Dell next season. It's really unfortunate. But obviously, like, it sucks for the guy. Like, hopefully he has a speedy recovery, but like, we kind of needed him.
Yeah. So
And
do you
like
think you
Diggs,
draft a guy to help out your receivers, or you sign a guy, or
probably even maybe not necessarily like first round, but like, I do think we should definitely prioritize receiver. But really, like, O
I
line
feel
should
like
be
there are
our
some speed
priority.
receivers though that you could get in the first round that would make sense.
Huh.
Like Luther Burden, I think would be
Yeah,
a pretty good fit for your offense.
yeah, for sure. It really would just come down to like, I mean, we pick probably like what 20 something, 26 or 5 or something
True,
like
he'll
that,
be
and it's
gone
just
by
like
then.
whoever's there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there probably won't be a
So
receiver worth taking in the first round at that pick.
yeah, I feel like we just do like O line or just whoever's available. But yeah, I feel like we should prioritize our O line, like as far as like our like off season goes. Because as cool as it would be to have like some flashy receiver, like we need to like fix the O line first. 'Cause if we have a good O line, it's okay to like not have the best receiving core. But we just don't need CJ getting killed out there, right? So,
Yeah, that wouldn't be ideal
um,
for Houston.
if I was in Isaac's shoes, Daniel would have kicked me off the show by
I
now.
think they've been roasting
Okay.
me nonstop for about an hour at this point, and they don't understand how I haven't cracked.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, right. Okay, so there is stuff to yeah, the exciting times. I mean, free agency starts what, next week?
I think so. Yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah.
We can see if our teams actually
Yep.
do anything. I'm really
Yeah, well,
optimistic this
nothing.
year. I mean it this time.
Yeah, as far as like our teams doing stuff, nothing can beat Jerry Jones saying the Cowboys are all in, and then they only signed like Eric Kendrick or something like that. Like, and
I hope they
Ezekiel
do
Elliott.
that again. Like, we're all in, and they're gonna trade up into the top 5 of the draft and draft the running back from Boise State. That's their one off season move.
Oh, yeah, imagine trading up to 5 for Ashton Genty. Yeah, that would be funny.
They're gonna be like, hey,
I think Ashton
Philadelphia got
Genty's gonna be good.
Saquon, so we need.
I
And
feel like he's done.
no, I agree. I think
What's
he's gonna be
that?
good. I don't think you trade up to 5 for him, but he's gonna be good.
Yeah, yeah, right. So it could be like a Saquon situation. Like, it was clear that Saquon's good, but like, was it worth drafting him at like 2 or whatever he went? But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Um, yeah,
Yeah,
I think
I
that
don't
was a
know.
pretty good episode.
Yeah, I'll say we went a lot longer than we planned to, and well, we kept viewers, but I don't think they were actually watching us. They were just roasting me. So sorry that I distracted them so
I
much.
mean, yeah, we get the engagement, we get the views. That's really all that matters.
Yeah,
Yeah, we should start thinking about like just like content ideas, for like off season while you're here. Just like
yeah, we're gonna have to
things
do
like
some
I don't
free
know, rank.
agency predictions. That we got the draft in April, right? End of April. Could do our
Yeah,
post
for
draft
sure.
analysis and power rankings and predictions. Way too early predictions. I mean,
Uh-huh.
we should have plenty to work with. Really, I think we'll
Yeah,
be
that's
all right.
true. If we ever run out of ideas, we'll just do a second run of QBs we'd let date our daughter.
I hate that that
Sure
is one of
that.
the first things
Oh,
I thought of too. But that was so funny last time.
yeah.
We should probably do it again with the updated quarterbacks. Could add Will Levis on the list. That
Yeah,
we'll have a good
that'll
debate
be
about that.
fun. It's actually a pretty interesting exercise. You have to like read to like their personality, and it's like, just like, yeah. But it's also awkward because like they're gonna be older than like, you know I guess like sister would be a more accurate representation, but it's like, it's just kind of weird. I don't know. Anyway, yeah.
It's
Anyway,
something you're supposed to
anyway,
shut off your brain and not think too much about. It's the best
right.
way to
I
do it.
mean, realistically, that's just never gonna happen. But yeah, no, off-season content ideas. And I think, yeah, that would be cool. I need to do like another like predicting the QB market like before stuff actually happens. Like, I guess
That'd
the
be a good idea.
variables are like what Rogers is looking for a team, Sam Darnold's looking for a team.
Kirk Cousins
Who
is still out
else?
there. He's probably on his way out of Atlanta some way.
Hmm. Yeah, does Kirk Cousins like? Does he still like? I don't know. Can he start again? Like, or
Yeah,
is he at the point of like no return? Yeah,
I think
we
he
think
could start
so.
again. I mean, last season was not great, but he was coming off a tough injury. It's sort of like Rogers. I feel like he and Rogers should be viewed the same way, except Kirk is younger. And I mean, Rogers all time is better, but they're very similar
Yeah, right.
situations.
Kirk Cousins, QB1 for the Titans. I'm sure that would go well.
Yeah, bring it. If the Titans don't draft a
Yeah, right.
quarterback, they'll have to do something. There's no way they really try Will Levis again. Although I'm here
No,
for the
you just
memes.
well, I mean, as a Texans fan, like I will welcome that, but you just can't roll with Will Levis at this
As
point.
an
Like,
NFL fan, I welcome it.
dude is
Bring it, please.
yeah, right. Yeah, we need more memes. But yeah, Rodgers, Darnold, Kirk Cousins. I guess technically like Russell Wilson, Justin Field. I think they're both free agents, right?
Yeah, they are both free agents at the moment. Gardner Minshew is
Right.
technically out there, but I don't think anyone's expecting much of him. He was released today.
Yeah, right. Um,
Um,
yeah. Uh,
I mean that's basically the list for quarterbacks at that
I mean,
point.
Stafford's staying, right? I think Stafford
Yeah,
like got
he
his
he
contract
resigned
restructured.
or
Yeah,
restructured
yeah.
one of the two. Uh,
Right. For
yeah, I don't
sure.
I don't remember I don't remember any other options. I think we've basically got it. The more interesting market in free
Yeah.
agency is really the wide receiver market.
Yeah, for sure. No, that's gonna be really interesting.
Yeah, especially now with
Um,
all the Seattle
yeah,
players hitting the market apparently. Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf wants to trade. Ooh, Tyler Lockett, that's someone you guys could sign. That would fit your offense, wouldn't it? He'd be a good
yeah,
deep threat to have.
that, yeah. He'd be a good deep threat. I mean, he probably wouldn't cost as much as like the other guys. Like,
Yeah, it could,
I
it
wouldn't
could
be
just be like a
opposed to.
1 year deal, and he's the replacement for Tank Dell. Why not?
Yeah, there we go. I always feels like he's like been a really like good guy. I just kind of say that in comparison to Diggs. I feel like Diggs is a questionable person.
It's just Tyler Lockett is
But
always quieter.
yeah, I mean that's kind of what you want out of your receiver. Um, I guess we could like we have a few more minutes. Like if Devin and or our super fan, I don't even know if they're listening at this point, but like if you have any questions, like AMA, it could be about football, it could be about life, just anything you want. Like any questions you have for us.
Somehow I doubt the questions are going to be about football.
Yeah, I think
It,
they will. They probably wouldn't be about
I'm
football.
pretty sure the only time
Um,
they've talked football was when the Steelers came up.
and we hope on the downfall of Justin Tucker. Oh, that's another topic, but
Yeah,
I think
I'm
downfall
just
is
yeah.
yeah.
I'm in line with all the memes. He's going to get traded to Cleveland for 3 first-round picks.
Cleveland. Yeah, that makes
Yeah,
sense. Yeah.
Devin,
Isaac,
I'm not
where's the
answering that
blue?
because it's just completely ridiculous. Where's the blue? I answered that at the beginning. I moved all the Panthers stuff when Football for Fun died a couple years ago, and I replaced it with chess stuff because that fit the whole chess thing for me. So
Hmm. Right.
I'm sorry that it looks more
Yeah.
bland, and I didn't have
I assume
time
that's like
to
for.
replace my room today. Okay. I can't check Discord right now, Devin, because it'll
Yeah.
completely mess up my layout. Whatever you sent me on Discord would be visible for everyone watching, which is probably not a good idea. Why does his stash look like a bat? I don't understand where you got that, so I don't. How about you guys
Right.
ask Daniel some
Where's your
questions?
purple? Yeah, maybe not like goth girl, whatever the heck questions. Yeah, I need question. Although I know Isaac is more, he's more y'all's friend, and I'm just kind of like, his random sidekick.
Oh,
How's
you're
life
definitely
after
not
college,
random.
Daniel?
Oh, there you go.
Right. No, that's a pretty good question, actually. No, it's pretty good. I mean, you just kind of get used to just like, just kind of like working world is kind of your life after it. But I try to like do things like with my free time that like, just keep me sort of like engage and things like that. Yeah, I've graduated. It'll be 2 years in May. So definitely okay. That's a, I noticed the subtle way that you're aging me. I really appreciate that. Yes, I'm an old man. They say like unk now, I think. So
Yeah, one of the new terms these days. I don't understand that
yeah,
one either.
right. What's your
All right,
favorite pastime?
that's a good
Uh,
question.
I don't know. I guess for both of us. I mean,
I think it's for you.
obviously, yeah. I mean, obviously, there's chess. There's like football. I mean, like, I don't know. I just try to like do things like see friends and like exercise and stuff like that. Just like pretty boring hobbies, but like better than like other possible
Don't
stuff.
call it boring. That's pretty
How about you? What do
similar
you?
to what I would have said. So,
Yeah,
chess and football would have been
like
the first two things I said.
I just don't have these like exotic hobbies like I don't know origami or something like that, or I enjoy like painting. I don't know. Like I just don't have like. I guess besides like chess, I don't really have like a lot of like these exotic hobbies. It's a lot of like chess, football, watching YouTube videos, trying to exercise, seeing friends and family. Um, a little bit of reading, but reading's very hit or miss for me. But yeah,
Okay, I'm gonna
when
answer
are
Devin's
Jubilee and I
question.
taking?
You're not taking over ever. So just don't. Just stop. It's not
Origami?
happening.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Isaac will be gone for a few months, so like, I don't know. But I don't think we're gonna let y'all take over. Maybe y'all can be like guests. I do think it would be cool actually. Like maybe this could be a project for when you're gone. It's just like, have like someone on, but they're more on because they're a fan of a certain team and try to like hear their perspective. So like
That's
we
something
could
Tom
have
Grossi
like
did, didn't he? That's how he started with his podcast.
he did, yeah.
We are
It's
gonna
like
we are gonna
we
steal his
could have
content, and in 10 years we're gonna have 800,000 subscribers. We've got
yeah,
a plan.
right.
We've got a plan.
Imagine you leave and then you come back and I got us to like 800,000 subscribers. It's
At
like,
that point, I can't even come back. Like
yo,
the channel's
what?
completely yours at that point.
Um, yeah, right. Um, let's see. Anything else? Any other questions for us?
No, not at the moment. They're back to being weird. So I've had to
Sorry, you cut
sit through an
out.
hour of their chat being weird. So yeah. I think we're done here.
Sorry, we're done.
Oh, there's a
Do you
question for
ever do
you.
track and field? I actually did for like a year. Um, in high school, I did track and field. I wasn't that good. I was on JV, of course, and I did all the short distance stuff. So I did like, well, I think like 100, 400, and then there's some like relay race. Um, it's actually funny because like there's this girl in high school who like liked me or whatever, and like she was asking me about my track, and I was like, yeah, I'm doing like the 100, 400, and she's like, oh, that means you're fast, and I'm like, okay. It doesn't necessarily mean that I'm fast just because I did the 100 and 400. Like someone you threw, I didn't throw. Like what? Like what'd you call it? Like
Javelin,
I don't
shot
know.
put, discus.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
throws. That's
discus.
why.
Yeah,
That's why she's
discus.
asking.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
Okay,
Gross.
so none of Devin's questions matter at all. That's great.
Can we get like one question out of you? Even if it's like religious or something like that. Like I'll be open to it.
I mean,
Um,
with us four here,
but
that would be fine. Well, I mean, it'd
that's
be
that's
fine no
true.
matter what. But like,
Right.
we're not gonna have any outrageous debates. I mean,
No, yeah, right. It'll be very civil and respectful as
yeah,
always.
exactly.
Um,
I that's what I meant.
right.
I just said it very poorly. Yeah, I thought Devin was supposed to
It's
leave
11.
about an hour ago. What happened to that?
I know. I thought Devin was like gone, and then like so I was going to bed an hour ago. Yeah, fair enough. Okay, here's one. Oh,
Oh boy,
that lead up makes me nervous.
it should. It's probably another ridiculous question. I'm gonna hope it's a good question though.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Just
hope it's a good
one good
question.
question,
Hopefully, it's
please.
not. Why are the Bucks better than the Texans? You could actually make a case for that. I think you can make a case that like it does sound weird to say, but you could probably say Baker Mayfield's better than CJ Stroud.
Based on
Um,
last season, yes,
I
absolutely.
Yeah, I would probably now maybe CJ has the more promising like upside or whatever, but like I'd say Baker Mayfield's probably better than CJ Stroud. And then like, I mean we'll see like if y'all resign the like Godwin and stuff, but the receivers, like I think Mike Evans is better than Nico Collins. Well, I don't know, maybe Nico, maybe it's the other way around there to where
So
like maybe
as a Bucks
Nico's
hater and as like I feel like I'm more of a neutral here than you, but there's some bias. I would have picked the Bucks to beat y'all last season head to head. I think I just because it's
just
offense
like
versus defense at that point. That's you're very
yeah.
you're you were both 10-7, right, or something like that. But their strength was offense, y'all's strength was defense, and your offense being bad or stalled at certain times in the year, it held you back. So I feel like they would be able to score enough to just beat you. And I hate to say that because I
Yeah, for
hate the
sure.
Bucks, but
No, I mean, that's fair enough. I mean,
it's
yeah.
just strength
We
against
did
strength.
beat them in 23, but it was like by a miracle. If you had to choose one place to visit in the world, where would it be? I don't know. It's just hard to pick because there are like so many cool places. Like you could literally say like London or you could say Thailand. Like I don't know. Like I'd probably do like something in Europe. Like I don't know. Like Greece or I have no clue. Where's the Bucks jersey? Yeah, so the Bucks jersey, we were actually talking about it earlier. I do have it. I promise. Like I have it. I just couldn't like find it when I looked real quick in my closet. But it's definitely there. Um, I mean, if y'all were willing to give me like 5-minute intermission, I could probably find it.
Please don't leave me here with these two alone. Let's
Oh
just do that
yeah, that would be.
tomorrow. Bring the
Oh
Bucks jersey tomorrow.
yeah, I can wear it tomorrow. Oh yeah, I think we will. Isaac, could you record later tomorrow potentially, like closer to like 9 or something like that, or is earlier better?
Later works for me. I would be fine.
Yeah, because like technically, I have a commitment that I would have to get out of early, but I haven't asked to do that. I'm kind of nervous to, so
Okay.
um,
No, I got you.
it
That's
might.
that's fine.
Yeah, I think I could do like 9. I'll try to see if I can get out earlier, but if not, that should work.
Okay, that would work.
Right.
We'll figure it out. You just let me
We
know.
could roast Isaac. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all they've done
Or
for the
Isaac.
past hour. So
The roast of Isaac. Like the roast of Tom Brady, it's just been the roast of Isaac.
I don't know if that would be fun or
All
not.
right. Yeah. I don't know. Any other questions, comments, or roasts, or
Oh, well, I got a comparison to
deep
Toby
in?
Maguire, so I'm gonna take that, Devin. I will take that. I accept that one.
There we go. An amazing hour it was. Yeah, for sure.
Right. I mean, I had fun talking football. It was just terrible whenever I looked down at the chat. I'm gonna have a stern talking to
Yeah,
with
you almost
Devin
had to like
later.
ignore it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
just like zoned out of it. I just didn't even like notice the chat. Then it
No,
would
you
be
didn't miss
like,
anything. I promise. There were no
right,
important
yeah.
comments except for when we talked about the
I would
Steelers.
just I just randomly look down and it's like, where is Isaac's purple lipstick? It's like,
Wait,
wait,
what on earth
what?
does that even mean? Like,
Right.
I don't know, man.
Yeah. Goth girl. Is this like I'm not trying to like play into the roast. Is this like a meme like in your like world
No,
or
it's
something
it's
like that? Or
because so she had said she was remarking how there's no blue in my room and it's all bland, and then Devin showed up
oh
and he's been on the
yeah.
goth girl agenda for over an hour, and I don't really get it,
Oh, so
but
it's just been for this stream. It's not like some like, thing that's been going on for a while.
yeah, no, this is the first time I've heard that because Devin.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, that's fair
Maybe I
enough.
shouldn't have invited him to the stream.
Uh I mean, maybe I don't know. For the viewer, it might have been like
It's for the
worth it.
content.
It's for the content, yeah, for
Yes.
sure.
This is fine. I'm
It's just
fine.
Evan. Yeah,
Yes. Bat stash, I don't really understand that either. I'm sorry that you don't like it. Not gonna shave it. It's here to stay.
yeah,
I'm so sorry. Okay, I think we're good on questions now. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
yeah.
How did you not laugh? I don't. I have good self control. I managed. I did my best not to laugh. So,
Like, whatever you just said, like it just completely like malfunctioned your audio, so you might have to repeat that.
oh, nice. No, I was answering a question in chat. I didn't laugh because I was trying not
Okay.
to, and I had good self control. That's all I said.
Okay. Oh, I got you. Cool, cool, cool. I like because gonna make fun of it. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know,
Huh.
Devin. All right, this feels like a good place to end it for tonight. I can go find food and maybe crash soon,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
answer Devin's
Sounds
Discord
good.
messages that I'm sure are cruel and unusual.
Yep.
He messaged me on Instagram
Well.
too. I can see it on my. He sent me pictures of my. I don't like Devin.
Oh. Oh
He
boy.
sent me pictures of myself. Are you trying to traumatize me? Good
Kissing
grief,
Papa
man.
bras.
All right,
Like
I've
why
closed the
would
chat.
that?
I don't see anything in chat anymore.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you all so much for catching our comeback episode, Football for Fun. Presumably, assuming all goes well, we'll be back on tomorrow. I assume we'll just like talk football again. I don't know, just anything we
Probably make
missed.
some predictions, maybe.
Night. Yeah, yeah, that might be good. I appreciate that. Jesus is King. Entertainment. Yes, I like that. And yeah, it's been great. Great comeback episode. Hopefully we'll be as if not more consistent than we were 2 years ago. And we will yeah, I think we will close the episode on that. So
That sounds good to
thank you all
me.
so much for watching. Yep. Good night, y'all. Have a good evening. And also, just one more. No, I'm surprised. Our other self-proclaimed super fan never made an appearance.
We are gonna have to
I
tease him
think
about
we
it.
know. Yeah, I think we know who the super fan, the true super fan is.
There we go. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching. It
Yep.
was a great comeback. We have returned. Hopefully, we will be back tomorrow,
Yes.
and we'll have some more fun. So y'all take care. Have a good night. See y'all next time.